Hey, what's up? This is Rodney and I'm back, and I wanted to talk about Demi Lovato. Now look, I'm going to give y'all a couple of seconds to decide if you want to stay and be a part of this conversation or if you want to exit. So any Demi Lovato fans who don't like to look at shit from a realistic point of view, then you might need to go ahead and exit, okay? Thumbs down, exit, and go on to the next video, child. I'm going to give y'all a couple of seconds to decide on what the fuck y'all want to do. How y'all week been? Oh, child. I'm so fucking tired of working this. I'm so sick and tired of working this. What's called graveyard shift. Shout out to all the bitches who work graveyard shifts. I don't see how y'all do it. You hear me, bitch? Ooh, I can't wait till this shit is over. And the only thing I like about working overnight is I don't have nobody in my fucking face. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nobody asking me no stupid ass questions. That's about it. Other than that, I like to be at home in my bed, you know, watching TV, trying to get a nigga to come over or something, child. I don't know. Okay, so look, I done gave y'all enough time. Okay, so listen. Everybody knows that Demi Lovato, she overdosed. Now, I try to look at stuff from both sides. I try to. Let me just go in and say this much. At the end of the motherfucking day, we have choices in life, right? And at some point in life, we have to start accepting responsibility for the choices that we make. And what I mean by that is, if you go out and you sleep with people and you don't use protection and you catch HIV, if you catch AIDS, if you catch gonorrhea, chlamydia, you know, at the end of the day, yes, that person should have told you. If they knew about them having some type of STD, they should have told you, but you are responsible for your motherfucking self. At a certain age, you start to become responsible for yourself. And if you don't look out for yourself, then bitch, ain't nobody else gonna look out for you. Like my teacher said, one of my professors, Dr. Sammy Robinson from Texas Southern University, she told us one time in class, and this shit stuck with me. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say I live by it every day, because I'd be a goddamn liar if I did. But just like she said, you can't count on God to do everything. When you walk across the street, you look both motherfucking ways. If cars are going, you're not going to cross the street. You're going to stop. And you're going to wait till those cars stop. And you're going to wait for for your time to walk across the street. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to go jump off the highest building in your city and say, I'm going to make, when I hit this concrete, I'm going to live. You're not going to do it. You're not going to go get a gun and shoot yourself in the head and be like, girl, I'm gonna be all right. Like, it's some stuff you have to do for yourself. And the point I'm trying to make is, at the end of the day, yes, we can look at Demi Lovato's surroundings and who she surrounded herself with, but at the end of the motherfucking day, Demi Lovato is where she's at because Demi Lovato is where she's at. That's her motherfucking fault. You can't put that shit on nobody else. You can't put that shit on the band members. You can't put that shit on the mama and daddy no more. You can't put that shit on her friends. You put that shit all on Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato is cracked up and methed out because she's cracked out and methed out. And another thing too is, y'all want to go around here trying to sweep and not call it for what it is. Demi Lovato is a crackhead. She's a meth head. She's a cokehead. She's all of the motherfucking above. If we can sit here and call our cousins and friends and sisters and brothers cokeheads and crackheads, then bitch, Demi Lovato, she not exempt. If y'all can sit here and call Lamar Odom a crackhead and laugh and joke about when Whitney Houston was like crack is whack and saying Whitney Houston was a crackhead, and if y'all can call DMX a crackhead, bitch, y'all can call Demi Lovato and Amy Winehouse crackheads and meth heads and cokeheads and all that shit. That's part of the motherfucking problem too. Y'all don't want to call it for what it is. Y'all want to sweep it around, sweep it under the motherfucking rug. Oh, she gonna be all right. It ain't that serious. Or, she just got a disease. No, tell that bitch to her face she's a crackhead. She's a cokehead. Let me say something. One thing I done realized in life is a few things that don't nobody want to be called. Don't nobody want to say they pussy stink. Don't nobody want nobody telling them they pussy stink. Don't nobody want nobody telling them their dick is small or they can't fuck. Okay? And don't nobody want nobody calling them a crackhead. Okay? So all I'm saying is at the end of the day, y'all not doing Demi Lovato no favors by sitting here trying to say, oh, she has a disease, she has a sickness. No, she's a motherfucking meth head. Call it for what the fuck it is. She's a meth head, she's a crackhead. Y'all need to start telling her to her motherfucking face. I guarantee you, when you start calling that bitch a crackhead and a meth head to her face, that bitch will snap out of it then. And it is true what I've been seeing online. It is true. The way that a lot of people try and pacify and baby Demi Lovato, y'all was not doing the same thing when it comes to these black people who are on drugs. Y'all will say Amy Winehouse, Demi Lovato, and all other the white people who are on drugs, they have a sickness. Even if you go back decades, when crack cocaine and all that shit was taking over black neighborhoods, we was no good, we was trifling, the drugs taking over the community. But when that shit started hitting home with white people, then all of a sudden it became a sickness. Oh, it's a sickness, it's a disease. But when it was fucking up black families and fucking up black people, oh, it was our motherfucking problem. We was just cokeheads and crackheads. So all I'm saying is just I have noticed on especially how the media likes to point things out, or some people, or even some of y'all will make jokes about DMX being a crackhead, but oh my God, Demi Lovato. Bitch, y'all act like Demi Lovato was 11 years old. Demi Lovato was grown. Grown as fuck. Been grown. Now, yes, I do understand, and I do understand this point of view too. Like I said, I try to see stuff from all sides. I do understand this point of view too. At some point, yes. I think the parents, the guardians, should also question themselves on what went wrong. I feel like a lot of parents and guardians, they like to take credit when it's, my baby graduated from college, or my baby, got her master's degree, or, my son, just bought his first house at the age of 25. I was a single parent, I did all that by myself, or, me and my husband, we did the best we could do, and now my son is a doctor. Y'all like to take credit for the shit that you want to take credit for. But I think you should also ask yourselves, when you have these sons and daughters that are on crack and meth and coke, you need to ask yourself, what the fuck did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong to the point of my daughter or son thought it was okay for them to strap a fucking band around their fucking arm and shoot up? Or where did I go wrong to the point where my daughter is only 25 and she already has 3 kids from 3 different men? Or where did I go wrong now that my son is the biggest dope dealer on this side of town? Or where did I go wrong now that my son has 7 kids and 7 baby mamas? You see what I'm saying? But I also feel like at some point in life, we all have to start accepting responsibility for ourselves. I thought y'all said somewhere in the Bible. Don't it say somewhere in the Bible that I think God started making us accept responsibility at the age of 12 or some shit like that? For all y'all Bible thumpers out there, I don't know, girl. But yeah, all I'm saying is at the end of the day, baby, then you got Kelly Rowland out here. I like Kelly Rowland, but I side out the fuck out that bitch too. She out here getting a henna tattoo of the tattoo that Demi had. She got it on her hand. It's a fake tattoo. I think it's a henna tattoo, or was it henna? Is it henna or henna tattoo? Anyway, she got some type of tattoo on her, and it's temporary though, on her hand. the same tattoo that Demi Lovato got. I said, girl, I wonder what she did when she found out that Michelle Williams was talking about she was depressed and shit. Y'all go all out for these white folks. I understand Demi Lovato not white. I think she Hispanic, whatever. She ain't black, okay? At the end of the motherfucking day, of course, you know. Like I said about Whitney, that was Whitney's fault. Whitney was on drugs. It was part of Sissy's fault too. Sissy, you know. Let me say something. Two motherfuckers who I don't too much care for is Sissy Houston and Katherine Jackson. I don't give a fuck what nobody got to say. Katherine sitting around here, Paris walking around here, girl got 100,000 tattoos, talking about she black. One of the other little boys, he sound like he. Girl, every time you look, Michael touching on kids, ain't nobody said nothing. Other kids talking about they got molested. Katherine, what the fuck are you doing? What? I understand Katherine is, you know what? I'm getting off subject. Anyways, but yeah, like, I understand Demi Lovato, and this is another thing too. Maybe y'all can break this down for me, because this is what I don't understand. And I spent last night thinking, okay, well maybe this is what people mean when they say this. So so when people say that crackheads or meth heads or coke heads, you know what? I remember when Wendy Williams said this. I remember when Wendy Williams was talking about somebody, when she don't talk about somebody, okay? But she was talking about somebody and she called the baby a crack baby. And people got so mad. You called her a crack baby. And she said she went home and called her mom, and she talked to her mama, and her mama was like, well, she was a crack baby. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. It is what it is, bitch. Demi Lovato is a motherfucking meth head. She's a cokehead, she's a crackhead, she's all of the above. Call it for what it is. Y'all don't want to call stuff for what it is because it sounds too harsh, or y'all don't want to accept the reality. But the reality is that bitch is in a hospital for motherfucking coke and meth and all types of shit probably. Anyways, so I was thinking about this, and somebody was saying something about how it's a sickness, like I guess being I guess on meth or coke is a sickness. And I don't understand how it's a sickness, but I was like, okay, well maybe I guess what people were trying to say is because in order for you to want to put something that horrible in your body, you have to be somewhere sick in the head. Is that what that means? I don't know, girl. And one thing I want to say is this. I don't want to come across as insensitive, because, baby, believe you me, baby, I have a few people in my immediate family on motherfucking drugs. So while I have not experienced, let me say this. While I have not experienced it like me, I have dealt with it with family members. And another thing too, everybody want to put all the responsibility, take all the responsibility off of Demi and put it on everybody else. Well, it's the people she around. Well, it may be the people that she's around. But who making her be around those people? If you know you have a problem with coke and meth and weed and alcohol, then why would you put yourself in that situation? Let me just say y'all motherfuckers something right there. Baby, I done been around some shit, okay? I done been around motherfuckers who done did crack. I done been around motherfuckers who done did meth. I done been around motherfuckers who snort right in front of my face. Girl, I sit there just like this. Girl, I don't do drugs. I remember I was talking to my sister and my sister's boyfriend one day. He was like, you ain't never did nothing. I said, baby, let me tell you something. On your daughters, on my two nieces, I have never did nothing but weed and alcohol. That's it. I have never did no drugs. And you know the truth of the matter is most people don't consider weed drugs. I'm going to tell y'all a quick story, y'all. I remember one time, y'all, I was hanging out with a family member. And I was like, oh, I wanted me and this family member to, kind of have a rebuild a relationship. And I remember, anyways, this person gonna tell me one day that was at my apartment, and it was like, we was having drinks, and it was like, oh, I'm about to go get my drugs. Now let me just say something. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Girl, where I'm from, people who smoke weed don't, and this may sound ignorant, and I know it's gonna sound ignorant, I'm gonna say it anyways. People where I'm from don't really consider weed a drug. A lot of people who smoke weed don't consider weed a drug like that. You ain't gonna never hear nobody who smoke weed say that they on drugs. You see what I'm saying? They gonna say they smoke weed. That's it. When people say they going to buy some weed, they don't say I'm going to buy drugs. They say I'm about to go meet the weed man. I'm about to go buy me a dime bag. I'm about to go buy me an ounce. I'm about to go buy some weed. They don't never say, oh, I'm about to go buy some drugs. I'm about to go get my drugs. So the person was like, I gotta go get my drugs. So I'm like, girl. I'm like, well, maybe he meant weed. Come to find out, he didn't mean weed, of course, after I found out. And so I was talking to my sister one time, and I was like, girl, so-and-so was over at my apartment the other day, and, they said that they was about to go get their drugs. And she said, drugs? I said, girl, yeah. And she was like, what the fuck you mean, drugs? I was like, girl, they said they was going to get their drugs, ho. And she was like, you mean weed? No, bitch, they said drugs. When we say weed, we mean weed. Like, I was so, even my sister was confused. She was like, well, maybe he just meant weed. I was like, girl, people don't call weed drugs. They just don't. They don't call weed drugs. When they say they're going to get their weed, bitch, I'm going to get my weed. When my weed man lived right underneath me, bitch, I wasn't like, I'm not going to get my drugs. Nigga, hey, I need a dime bag. You got some weed? Ain't no, you got my drugs? Drugs? Girl, I don't do drugs. I smoke weed, bitch. Okay? Anyway, so yeah, I think I'm done. I'm done, y'all. Let me go.